What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Guy. Today we're going to be discussing something that a lot of people have been asking me about, and that is, how do you appendix carry as a big guy? It's something that a lot of people have asked me about, whether it's through YouTube comments, Instagram DMs, Facebook DMs. All sorts of questions have been coming up as, how does a guy your size appendix carry and do it comfortably? For reference, I'm about 275 and I'm about 5'8", so not super tall, but kind of wide. I'm working on that, I know. All you keyboard warriors are going to go to the comments, oh, you're so fat, meal team 6, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. Can you outshoot me? If you can, great. If not, shut up. So doing appendix carry at my size comes down to a couple things. One, how you dress. Two, your gear. And three, your mentality. You have to have that attitude of, I can do that. Because at first I thought it was going to be impossible for me too. When I first saw appendix carry, I'm like, yeah, I'm too big. I'm going to have to carry, 4:30, 3 o'clock, that sort of thing. Not true whatsoever. You can do it at any size. I don't care how big or small you are. You can carry appendix. So let's get down to the gear. So the first thing we're going to discuss is the holster. So this is a Filster Floodlight 2. Has a concealment claw. This pushes against your belt to tilt the gun in more, to tilt the grip in more. This has discrete carry concepts clips on it. I'm also running a teardrop wedge on this from Dark Star Gear. Just because I know a bunch of people are gonna want to see gun is clear. So we are working with a clear gun. But the holster. So this is the holster that I use every single day. Hasn't changed in I can't tell you how long. I had a Gen 1 floodlight. Then the Gen 2 came out. Grabbed one of these. I'm not going to lie, I like my Gen 1 better. The Gen 1 was a little bit longer. And I'll tell you why I like a longer holster. It's to do with what's called the Keel principle. So if you look at... Here, I'll move back a little bit. So how this sits on my body, you want... Because of the gut, you're going to want length to keep the gun tucked in. If you have your gut here and it's doing this, your grip is going to print way more because there's not enough length. So the longer the holster, it will keep the gun stable. The wedge does a couple things to aid in concealment too. So the wedge, one, is going to give you a little bit more comfort because it is squishy, foamy, that sort of thing. The other thing it does is it pushes in a little bit more and does this a little bit more too. So we're keeping the grip pushed in and concave to your body. We're not letting the gun print a whole lot with this. So the first thing that's going to be important is a good holster. Next up, we're going to talk about the belt. I am using the Hunter Constantine carry belt. This thing is fucking awesome. Yes, it's expensive. I know. For a belt, it's kind of expensive. But it's fantastic. So how this belt works is half of it is stretchy and malleable. The other half is rigid. So this eliminates the biggest issue for a lot of people, which is back pain. When you're carrying a firearm all day, every day, several hours a day, you're going to develop back pain. Especially when you're carrying a heavier setup, whether it's a full-size gun with a dot, mags, light, all that sorts of stuff. You want something that can handle the weight. The other belts that are out there, like the Core Essentials and Next Belt, all those ones that are stiff the whole way around, because they're stiff back here too, they hurt your back. So when this is sitting on me like this, up here, it's nice and rigid, holds my gun, holds my spare mag if I decide to carry one. And then the rest around the back, super stretchy, super comfortable. I can squat down. I know, fat guy squatting. What? Yeah, sometimes I have to tie my shoes when I'm not wearing Hey Dudes. Holy shit. It's the perfect belt, in my opinion. The other nice thing about it is, say I decide to wear gym shorts or silkies, because everybody knows I love my silkies. I can wear this underneath it. Yes, the Filster Enigma exists. Yes, it's an awesome product. I am not somebody that loves it, though. I think the leg leash is a weak design, so I don't use the Enigma that much. This is what I use when I'm running something that doesn't have belt loops. I simply put this on underneath, put my holster on, run the hooks over the top of the sweatpants or the silkies, whatever I'm wearing, and over top of the belt. This is a lifesaver. I'm glad I invested the money into a solid quality belt. So Hunter Constantine, this is his belt. Phenomenal design. You can get these from his website or from Tier 1 Concealeds. They have their own with him. The other thing is how you dress. So if we're wearing a gun, I always tell people to size their pants up one extra size. So you have to make room for the gun. I'm wearing Wranglers that have a stretchy waist, and I got one size up so that the gun has room. The other thing to think about is the shirt. If you're wearing something that's super form-fitting, you're gonna print a lot. And depending on your state and your laws, that might be a big deal, it might not be a big deal. I don't like to advertise that I carry a gun to the general public when I'm out and about. So for me, minimal printing is ideal. Colors matter. Black, great color to hide a gun. If you can get something with plaid, so if you're wearing a flannel, plaid, and things like that, hide the gun very well. Light colors like white, light blues, greens, they tend to show the gun way more if it is printing, and it's going to get you called out. So black is your friend. Realistically, there's a mindset to it as well. When you're carrying a gun and you have to think, am I going to be able to be comfortable while doing that? Because that's the reason a lot of people carry a small gun, but then they shoot and compete with a full-size gun. It's a comfort thing. I have made my peace with carrying something like this. I don't get the perfect amount of comfortability. For me, it's like an 8 out of 10. Like, it's not uncomfortable by any means, but it's not, oh my God, I forget I'm wearing a gun. With this holster, this setup, it is comfortable enough and it gives me peace of mind that I am well equipped to take on whatever I may need. Another question people ask me is, how do you sit with it? Let's jump over to the car and I'll show you how I sit with a gun. Okay, so one of the big questions I get is, how do you sit in the car? Or how do you sit in general while appendix carrying? Oh, it's this easy. I am sitting in my vehicle. Gun is right there. The secret to sitting is I pull my pants up. A lot of guys think that their pants are just going to ride at the same length no matter what, or same height rather. For us bigger dudes, sometimes we have to readjust depending on what we're doing. So for me, how I sit, as you can see, I am sitting in my vehicle, and this isn't a big SUV or anything. It's a 24 Subaru Impreza. So it's not a big ass SUV or a big truck or anything. I don't have a whole lot of room, but I am sitting very comfortably, and gun is fine, just like that. So sitting while appendix carrying as a big dude isn't that difficult, as long as we're using the right gear and we're dressing ourselves accordingly. Pull your pants up. Okay, so you've seen how I sit in the car. I've explained the different things that I do to conceal this thing. One of the other things I do want to mention before we end the video is placement on the body. Appendix doesn't always mean completely center line. I keep my optic center to my belly button. So if you see how I'm carrying right now, my belly button is here, my optic is right next to it. For me, this is the ideal placement. I can get a good master grip every time. I can move pretty freely. Like, for me, this is comfortable. This is the ideal carry position for me. It might not be for you. You might need to cant it a little bit more, in which you might want something like soft loops instead of DCC carry clips. You might want to adjust the ride height, have it set a little bit lower or a little bit higher. You can tweak your holster, but the key things are good belt, good holster, and mindset. I believe that anybody can carry Appendix. They just have to find the right fit. Guys, if this video was helpful, please drop down into the comments. Let me know what you thought of it. I appreciate all the support. The channel grew exponentially over the last week or so. A short of mine got like over 1 million views and brought a bunch of new subscribers. So to everybody new here and everybody that's been here, thank you guys so much. Your support means everything. Stay safe, go out, get quality training. And as always, guys, have a great day.